Okay, hello there traders. What we're going to be talking about in this video is the new version of the manager, which will be version 2b. It's been just something added to it, so let's get started. As you can see, it looks pretty much the same. Everything over here, nothing has changed up here. The only thing is we have added this little information window over here, which has some stuff in it that you may be interested in. It shows you, in this case, this list will match your list over here. So if you change this list in the property, shorten it up or change it, different pairs in there, that list will match up with this list over here. Now this is your list. This column here tells you if you had any gaps. Now in this case we're looking at the weekly gap, so this would have been what it opened at the week at. We had a gap like on the pound Swissy here of 37 pips. And we're in the zero, so that means it's the present week. Right now I'm doing this on Friday, so this is the present week. Now if you want to look at last week, you go over and click 1. This is what it did last week for the week. Now remember, on the weekly it's the open on when it opens Monday, the beginning of the week. And you can go back to previous weeks and see just exactly what everything did in that particular time frame. And as you can see this right now, we're sorted by gaps. So this column is gap, so the pound Swissy had the biggest gap for this present week, and the dollar yen had no gap at all. This column tells you what the percent increase of the pound Swissy was for the week, and this tells you how many pips it has gained for the entire week. Then you go down here, you can see this past week has been a crazy week, so you can't take this as being good for every week. But if you would have done all this week, you could have ended up with 3,164 pips to the good, 149 to the bad, and you would have, add them all together, you just got 3313. But like I say, this is not the same every week. If you go back to the previous week, there you can see we didn't do so good. So it's just something to give you information. Right now, I said we're sorting by gap. Now if you want to sort by PC, which is percent increase, in this case for the week, to see who did the best, you click on that. Now it sorts it over here, and you can see the Aussie yen had the biggest percentage increase for the week so far. Now we do have a couple hours left on Friday here yet, so it ain't quite closed out yet. So, but now we sorted by the percent increase column. Now if you want to sort by pips, click on the pip column. This tells you we had the most pips gained this week. In this case it was the pound yen had 426 pips. Pound yen, so if we went over and looked, let's just go look at the pound yen here. And we're going to look at the week. Here we got this Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. It started down here. Here's your gap. And where we're presently at, up there. And what did we say it was telling us we had? 426. Okay, so this is basically here for your information. It does not affect anything that goes on over here. It doesn't place any trades or does anything like that. Now also, if you want to see what it's doing for the day, like say we want to see if we get any gaps today, you can see not much gapping during the week. The white ones mean there was no gap at all. And apparently these here had a little bit, but it was, I got this set to no decimal points. So that's why it rounds it off like it does. So it shows it's showing 0. Even though they show green, it probably gapped up, just that's percentage, small percentage of the of a pip, not even a full pip. That's why it doesn't show this here. Shows it as 0 because I'm not really interested in 0.1, 0.2 pips or anything like that. And if you want to look at who's the biggest, this also goes for days. So right now we're in the day mode. This would be present day, this would be yesterday, this would be the previous day. Number 4 would actually be Monday, and number 5 would take you back to the previous week, which would be Friday of last week. And you can see what we did back there. You had a lot of them last week, Friday, that no gap. And you can do percentage the same way, all the way across. And same with pip sort, whichever one you want to sort by. Now this is static. It does not refresh. That's why we got this button up here called the refresh button. You click that, you see it refreshed. Now if you want this to automatically refresh on its own, turn on the AR button here, automatic refresh. Now it will refresh every minute. Of course, every minute. It's going to take a little bit of CPU power to refresh, so it's up to you whether you want to use the AR on or off. That's why I give you that option. And like I said, this week was a crazy week. You can see the number of pips down here. A lot of green pips. So these all gap down. If you would have played them in the long direction, you would have got this pips over here. This one gapped up, and he went down. So we played him short. This one gapped up, and he went down. All the rest, let's see, the only one that didn't follow the rest is this one. He gapped down, and his price also went down. So he did not do the inverse. Okay, so I guess that about does it. That's all I have, but this would be version 2b. Like I say, everything else is still the same. Nothing's changed, so catch you later. And be sure and come visit us over at our forum, which you can see listed right here. Post your ideas or whatever you want to talk about, how you're doing with the manual mode that is set up for right now. So please come on over and visit us.